Welcome back, football fans, to the Fantasy Football Following YouTube channel. This is my Week 11 FanDuel lineup. It's another Sunday-only lineup, and starting off at quarterback, I have Matthew Stafford at $7,000 against Oakland. He hasn't been anything more than average this season, but after a big win against Green Bay, I expect the Lions to continue that momentum against Oakland in a shootout at home. Next, I have Jeremy Langford at $6,700 against Denver. 23.7 points in Week 9, 33.7 points last week against St. Louis. Forte is questionable, but with a short week coming up, I expect Chicago to play it safe and continue with their newfound gold in Jeremy Langford. Next, I have Todd Gurley at $9,200. He's pretty expensive, but he's worth it. Look for Gurley to be the biggest playmaker on the field. 15 points or more in all but one game this season. He's very reliable, and I think that this week is a great performance waiting to happen. Next, I have Julio Jones at $9,100 against the Colts. He's an absolute freak this season, and you take out his 5.8 performance against Houston a while back, and Julio averages just over 22 points a game. He's a must-start this week with Antonio Brown on the bye, and I really think you have to play him in all lineups. Next, I have Calvin Johnson at $8,100 against Oakland. He's had at least 5 receptions in all but one game this season. A shootout lose in Detroit, which is great for Calvin. The Raiders love to give up big games to receivers or tight ends, and I expect big things from Calvin this week. Next, I have John Brown at receiver. Brown is optimistic he'll play this week at $5,700 against Cincinnati. He's returning from an injury, which stopped his streak of 4 straight games with 12-plus points. I expect him to get back on track this week and score a bunch of points for us. Next is my tight end, who's kind of a risk play here, but with the other guys I have in my lineup, it's really necessary. He's been a touchdown machine lately. Touchdowns in 3 of his last 5 games, 2 in the past 2 games. I expect him to score a 3rd this week in a row, and I'm really kind of banking on that. It'll really help if he can just score a touchdown and maybe get a few receptions, but I'm expecting at least a reception out of him, hopefully for a touchdown. Next, I have Josh Lambo at kicker. It's $4,700 against Kansas City. I think he's a good pick. Next is my defense, New York Jets, $4,700 against Houston. The Jets' defense hasn't been anything spectacular this season, but the Houston offense is brutal, which gives the Jets decent upside this week. That concludes my Week 11 FanDuel lineup. Please subscribe to the YouTube channel by clicking the link below. Also follow us on Twitter. Thank you and good luck this week.